91. The Gardener's Corner program today is brought to you by T.G. Brooks Company. Jason Acock Auctioneering, he's got an auction taking place next Saturday, not tomorrow, but next Saturday, the 21st. We'll tell you all about that, as well as South Boston Memorials. We welcome them back on the program. They took a little break over the winter time, but we welcome South Boston Memorials back. They are located over in South Boston, Virginia on Seymour Avenue, and we'll tell you about those folks, as well as Owl Pride Foods, makers of Owl Pride premium pimento cheese spread and dip. I would like to welcome our special guest today. It's Miss Kim Woods. Kim is a livestock agent for the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. And we welcome you in
Thank you.
to the Gardener's Corner program, Kim.
Good to be here, and I'll reiterate what you said, Rob. It is so nice to have a beautiful day outside. It's finally feels like spring a little bit. The sun's shining, a little bit of a breeze, warmer temperatures, and I, for one, am certainly glad to see that kind of change in the weather. We've had winter hanging around far too long.
And I'm going to just add one word to it, amen. But it is a really, really nice day, and I think tomorrow is supposed to be as nice as today is, and got a little chance of rain coming in on Sunday, but nevertheless, I'm really excited about the nice weather. We've got a lot of things going on that we want to tell you about, and first I need to apologize for giving some misinformation last week, meaning I had my dates confused, and I had made mention of the Junior Livestock Show was to be held yesterday and the day before. Well, that information was wrong, and I apologize. So if you was unable to attend yesterday or the day before because you had something going on, but here's good news. It's actually next Wednesday and Thursday. Tell us more about that, Kim.
So yeah, if you couldn't go this week, then like Rob said, you are in luck, because it is coming up this coming Wednesday and Thursday, which is April 18th and 19th. This event has been going on, I think, for 73 years. It started out originally in Durham, and about 32 or 3 years ago, I think they moved it up to Central Carolina Holstein Barn in southern Orange County in Orange Grove. It is a busy 2 days. It's a fun 2 days. It's really great to see all these kids that have worked with their livestock projects for several weeks, and in some cases several months. I think there's 8 or 9 counties involved in this, Person County being one of them. And we actually have, I think, 18, 19, 20 kids that are showing various species at the livestock show. It is a market. Well, it started out as a market show. So these are animals that are ready to be harvested to make the steaks and the hamburger, the lamb chops, the bacon, the ham, and some goats are shown as well. These are animals are ready to go on to their final purpose. A few years ago, we started adding some breeding classes to the mix, so we do have some beef heifers, meat goat does, and breeding ewes that are also shown. And like I said, these kids have worked really hard. They've been caring for these animals. They've been walking these animals, brushing them every day, getting them ready to be shown these couple of days coming up next week. So it all starts on Wednesday at about 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, with the market hogs being shown first. So if you're interested in pigs, come on out and take a look at that. Then after the market hogs, we'll move into the beef animals. We'll have beef heifers, feeder steers, which are probably weighing somewhere between 3 and 8 or 900 pounds. And then after that, we'll have the market steers. Those truly are the steers that are ready to go on and be harvested. So some of those steers are going to weigh 12, 13, 1400 pounds. And so it's just really phenomenal to see these young kids, these small kids, showing these animals that weigh 20 times more than they do. And they've got them trained well. They've worked hard with them. They know a lot about these animals. So that's all on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we get started again Thursday morning with the shows around 10 o'clock. We'll do the market lamb and the breeding news shows at 10. Then around 12 o'clock, as our best guess is to start time, we'll move into the goats. So we'll have market goats and meat goat does. Then if you used to show animals, or if you want to give it a try, come on out around 3 o'clock and we'll have what's called an old timer showmanship. So we'll find you a pig. We'll send you out there in the show ring with other people that maybe have shown in the past, maybe haven't shown in the past, but everybody has gotten too old to show in this junior show. So we have the old timer showmanship, and that's always a lot of fun. After that, we'll have a barbecue supper. Kind of a big community event to thank the sponsors that help put this show on. Then we'll move into the awards ceremony for the kids that have won various championship awards, record book awards, and whatnot. And then the culmination is the auction. So the animals will be auctioned that night. So we'll have steers, hogs, goats, and lambs going through the sale ring, and they'll be auctioned off that night. So it's a great 2 days. It's fun. I'm exhausted when it's all said and done, but it's great to see the community support from all the different counties that come out there. It's a big family-oriented, fun time. So if you have a chance, come on out.
You know, Kim, I think you done a really good job talking about it, but you said one little phrase in there. It is a lot of fun.
It is.
When you see these kids with their show project in the show ring, I said last week, you know, when you go, if you look around, you'll see nothing but, you know, smiling faces and teeth from ear to ear. And, you know, I enjoy watching, you know, the market hogs, because when they show the hogs, the difference between showing a hog versus a lamb or a steer, the lamb and steer both has a halter with a lead line. Well, when you show your market hog, all you have is kind of a stick to guide it in the right direction. And when those hogs go in that show ring, I mean, they're like freedom at last, and it's just really neat. And it doesn't take long to figure out the youth that spend a little bit more time with their animals than some did, but it really is, and it's completely, you know, free of charge to attend, and
Right.
it's I'll put it this way: if you go, and when you get there, if you're not a real happy person, I promise you will not be unhappy after being there a little while, and you'll leave feeling good, saying, you know, I enjoyed it, because it truly is a lot of fun to see the animals. If you're someone that likes to get in touch with nature from time to time, and you know, a lot of these children and their families take this extremely serious, as they should.
They do. It's yes, in some cases, some of these families, the grandchildren are now showing. So a lot of times we've got multiple generations that are out there. In fact, this year may be the first year we don't have anybody present that showed in the very first show 72 or 3 years ago. And, you know, unfortunately, we all get older,
That's right.
and some of those folks are no longer with us here on earth. They're with us in spirit. But it's a great 2 days. I mean, you know, to me, there's nothing better than I usually say kids and cows, but kids and animals, because those projects teach them a lot of responsibility. They've got to go out there and feed and water those animals every day. Back in the snow, if they had them on the farm, they had to go out there and take care of those animals, make sure they had plenty of feed, plenty of water. They were in an appropriate shelter to protect them from the snow and the wind. So these kids learn a lot of responsibility. I actually was with a few of them on Sunday, and I said, what have you learned? And they said, patience, because these animals don't always do what we want them to do. So you learn to be patient with them, and if you can't train them to do something this way, then you have to go about it another way, as you know, with horses, Rob. So it's just a really great opportunity to see some of the other things that the youth in our county are involved in. And we do have a concession stand set up out there, so if you come hungry, we can take care of you. They usually have some hamburgers and hot dogs out there that you can purchase. I think the Orange High FFA is taking care of that concession trailer, so it's just a really great 2 days to come out there, and the setting is absolutely beautiful.
It truly is.
It is
Wow.
on a farm there in southern Orange County, Rolling Hills. They do a lot of strip cropping, so you've got some beautiful fields to look out over from the back side of the barn. So it really is a great couple days. Come on out if you can.
Well, I'd said last week, and I'll reiterate it this week. It's a beautiful drive. If you go to Hillsboro and just travel out Orange Grove Road, and it's a beautiful winding road, some beautiful farmlands out that way, and it's right there close by the Orange Grove Volunteer Fire Department. It's the Central Carolina Holstein barn, and as Kim said, on the back side of the barn, just you can see for, I would say, a couple of miles or so from that vantage point, because the Holstein barn is up on a hill, but it is stripped crops in the background, and just the lay of the land. It is just a beautiful scenery. It truly is. And so, again, they'll have concessions up there. And Kim, I know that Orange High FFA used to have, animal projects there, at the school. Are they still doing the same thing now or do you have any idea?
They are, yes. Orange High does have animal projects there on the school grounds. They've had those barns. Well, they were there when I went to school there, so they've been around a while. So, and several of the Orange High FFA kids are showing various livestock species. I know they're showing some hogs and some beef cattle and some goats, and I'm gonna guess that they probably have some lamb projects as well. So, yeah, they have a really unique situation, and they have facilities there on the school grounds to house these animals, and that just gives the kids a more convenient opportunity to work with them, especially if these kids are from the city and they may not have, a place to be able to have the animals on their own farm or in their yard, depending on where they live. So they are showing this year, yes.
Now, Kim, for the barbecue dinner that will be held on Thursday, doesn't Orange High FFA, do they prepare the barbecue for that?
The Orange FFA alumni.
Alumni, okay.
Yep. The Orange FFA alumni does prepare the barbecue, so
It's
yes,
good.
Thursday morning, you're smelling barbecue all morning and all day. They start chopping early afternoon, and so it's hard to wait for that good smelling barbecue for it to be ready for supper. We'll say that the hogs used for that barbecue come from Person County, so it's good Person County hogs that's making up that barbecue, and the Orange FFA alumni is in charge of that supper.
And again, this event is kind of laid back, but it's a very serious event. And if you go up there, and if you watch these families helping their, youth of the family get their project animals ready to be shown, the way that they are just spotless and groomed. It's really it's a lot of work, and it's like Kim says, a lot of these kids, when they take the animal to the show and sale, it'll be the last time that they see the animal, but they raise this project knowing that from the very beginning.
Right.
Now, it may be a few of them up there that may not be per se sold at the auction, but special thanks to all the sponsors that have supported this event throughout the years. And if you are someone that is in business and you would like to, contribute to this show and sale, they would welcome you in.
Absolutely.
And it would be well money spent. And if you'd like more information, you can contact Kim Woods at 336-599-1195. And I promise you that if you sponsor this event and if you attend, you'll say, well, sign me up again for
Absolutely.
next year.
That's right.
We're going to get a word on for South Boston Memorials. They're located 1439 Seymour Drive over in South Boston, Virginia. They have over 250 memorials in stock. They can handle laser etching. Family owned since 1958 is South Boston Memorials. South Boston Memorials, located 1439 Seymour Drive in South Boston, Virginia, has been in business since 1958. The Myers family of South Boston Memorials believe that every life has a story. For 4 generations, their life work has been to present and preserve that story for our prosperity to hear. Allow South Boston Memorials to tell yours. South Boston Memorials has granite memorials, markers, and mausoleums, over 300 in stock. In-house laser etching is available at South Boston Memorials, and they can also make pet markers. For memorial benches, vases, and monuments, call on South Boston Memorials at 434-572-3859 or visit their website, sobomemorials.com. That's 434-572-3859. South Boston Memorials is located 1439 Seymour Drive in South Boston, Virginia. Like us on Facebook or visit the website, sobomemorials.com. Alrighty, here we are back on the Gardener's Corner program. Kim Woods is our guest today, and again, remember the Junior Livestock Show and Sale will be this upcoming Wednesday and Thursday, and I believe that's the 18th and 19th up in Hillsborough at the Central Carolina Holstein Barn. Head on up and have a good time and enjoy. And I don't care what age you are, it'll be something to do, and it'll be little children running around playing up there, and it'll be a lot of grandma and granddaddies around there too.
Probably some folks you know will be there.
That's right. The 4-H of Person County is going to be having a bake sale fundraiser tomorrow at Tractor Supply of Roxborough.
Mm-hmm.
I think it starts about 10 o'clock. Is that right, Kim?
That's what Michelle Van Ness, our our 4-H agent here in Person County, told me. Yeah, the bake sale is going to be at the Tractor Supply in Roxborough tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. and going all the way to 2 p.m. So they've got lots of goodies that are coming in to be sold to help raise some money from Person County 4-H. I've heard something about cookies and brownies and no-bake cookies and all kinds of good stuff. So whatever your sweet tooth is calling for, I imagine they'll be able to hook you up with whatever it is you're craving. So again, that's tomorrow, which is Saturday. Going to be a nice day. Head on over to Tractor Supply, maybe pick up some outdoor supplies you might need to work in your yard on the pretty Saturday, and get you some energy from some of those good cookies and there. So again, 10 to 2 tomorrow. 4-H will be there at Tractor Supply selling baked goods.
And they may actually be set up on the sidewalk outside of the building, so you can maybe just ride by and pick up a few things. But if you hadn't been in Tractor Supply, it's always a nice place to shop. And be sure to let the management know at Tractor Supply that it's really nice and kind of them to allow the 4-H to come in and have a bake sale. But again, tomorrow, Saturday, that will be the 14th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you would like to just make a monetary donation to 4-H of Person County, they would appreciate it. And you've got something about, is it Clover Bud Bucks going on, Kim?
So Tractor Supply does a paper clover campaign. I think it may have started maybe a couple days ago, maybe on the 11th, but it runs all the way through April 22nd. So if you are in Tractor Supply shopping or whatnot, you can purchase a paper clover from Tractor Supply, and if you go in, you'll probably see a whole bunch of paper clovers that have been taped up on the window and the walls and whatnot. And I think the clovers are $1, so you can buy one for $1, or you can buy more if you choose, and we'd appreciate it if you did. And I believe it's 50 cents, but don't quote me on that. But part of that money, part of that dollar that you spend on the paper clover will come back to Person County 4-H. So Michelle will get some of that money back here to use for local programming, local 4-H activities. She may use it for camp, summer fun projects if she's taking the kids to different events that may cost some money or whatnot. So she'll use that in her 4-H program here in Person County. So some of that money will stay local to help out the local 4-H club and these local kids.
If I'm not mistaken, Michelle is scheduled to be on the program with us 2 weeks from today, and she'll bring us up to date with all the things that are going on with 4-H. And I know that they recently had a meeting, and I understand it was a big crowd on hand for like a shooters club of 4-H. But we'll get caught up on all that, and as I say, I'm thinking she is supposed to be here 2 weeks from today. And 1 week from today, we're going to be taking the Gardeners Corner program on the road. We're going to be broadcasting live from T.G. Brooks Company. Going to go down and spend some time with Bill and Roy and their staff, and always looking forward to being at T.G. Brooks. No matter the time of the year, they're always ready for you, and they've got a lot of beautiful plants. They've even got some vegetable garden plants. So if you are getting spring fever, and I will make this comment, in the Piedmont, typically after April 15th, the chance of frost decreases pretty rapidly. So if you want to take a chance and go ahead and get some tomatoes in the ground, go on and see them at T.G. Brooks. But we'll be telling you about them coming up in a little bit, but looking forward to being there next week. And Johnny Coley will be our special guest. And while we're kind of talking about events, I want to make mention of just a couple of things. Next Friday afternoon, Long Memorial United Methodist Church will be having their barbecue chicken plate fundraiser. They'll be having a silent auction, and it will be right at Long Memorial United Methodist Church on Main Street in beautiful uptown Roxboro. And also next Friday, April the 20th, is going to be the Granville County Cattlemen's Association annual beef roast. And that's going to be down at the Granville County Expo Center. That's on Highway 15 south of Oxford. It's about 1 mile off of 85 right there in Oxford. And eat in or take out. They've got the convenient drive-through line, and they'll be serving that delicious beef roast with baked potato. And they typically have sometimes a little tossed salad or green beans and a roll, and it's a good meal. So if you got the hankering for some barbecue chicken, check them out at Long Memorial United Methodist Church next Friday afternoon. Well, if you want some of that beef roast, head to Oxford and support the Granville County Cattlemen's Association. And speaking of the Cattlemen's Association, a week ago today was the Person County Cattlemen's Association's steak supper. And I was telling Kim before we went on air that we went by and picked up some, and we enjoyed the meal. And Kim, I believe you said y'all had a good crowd on hand.
We did, yeah. The weather helped us out this year. That has a big influence on how many people come out. So our total numbers are not in just yet, but we're thinking we sold somewhere around 515 plates,
Wow.
both eat-in and take-out. So it's a busy. We sell for 2 hours. It's definitely a busy couple of hours and a busy couple of days trying to get ready for that. So the money that is raised from the steak supper that the Cattlemen's Association did last week, part of that money goes to support the youth livestock that are showing next week at the livestock show in Orange Grove. And then another part of it will go to fund the Rocky Carver Memorial Scholarship that the Cattlemen's Association set up a few years ago to help folks heading off to college or community college, their post-secondary education. So it was a good event. Want to thank everybody that came out and bought a plate or picked up a plate or 2 or 3 or 5 or whatnot. We certainly appreciate your support. Also want to thank the businesses that donated some door prizes to have for the door prizes. I'm not going to try and mention them because I'm sure I'd leave somebody off. But I do, you know who you are, so I do want to thank those people and businesses that gave us door prizes, and you'll be getting a thank you letter from us. But we certainly appreciate all the support that we got for that event. It's a good event. I will say that I'm glad it's over with, and glad
It's a lot of work.
It's a year until the next one. It is a lot of work, but everybody kind of has their jobs that they've done for the same. They've done the same job for the past several years, so. It works out well, but again, thank you for your support, and we'll see you next year.
Well, you know, when I went up to pick up our plates, I went through the drive-through line, and I was kind of kidding with some of the guys. I said, you know, y'all call it the Person County Cattlemen's Association. I said, y'all need to include, you know, some women in the organization, and maybe some of the ladies would come outside and help you all, which I know the ladies was working hard inside, but, you know, everybody was smiling, and I got to picking at Joe and Cal Berryhill. I said, hey, fellas, I said, how about showing some teeth, you know, when people come by? I smiled. They were busy fixing plates. But, you know, I got to talk to Quentin Clayton and Russell Horton and several other guys up there. And it was some younger members of the Cattlemen's Association around, but it's a good fellowship fundraiser for the Cattlemen's Association, but it's also a good meal. And but again, that's always the first Friday in April, and so if you didn't get one of those 500 and some odd plates of ribeye steaks that were served, maybe you should get a ticket next year.
Yeah, it's always the first Friday night in April, as long as that's not Good Friday. We try and avoid Good Friday, but we usually have some signs around. It's usually in the Courier Times, so check it out, because I know my steak this year was exceptionally good, or maybe it's because I was just so hungry. But come on out and support it. It's a good meal, good time for fellowship, as you said, especially if you eat in. And then the money that's raised goes for 2 really good causes. So again, thank you for your support for this year, and hope to see the same folks and maybe even some new faces for next year.
And if you would be interested in becoming a member of the Person County Cattlemen's Association, you can call the Person County Cooperative Extension Service Office 336-599-1195, and they can get you some information on that. And if you'd like to become a member of the Granville County Cattlemen's Association, call the Granville County office 919-603-1350, and the beef roast that is being put on by the Granville County Cattlemen's Association 1 week from today, funds generated from that will be used for, you know, scholarships. So Cattlemen's Association is always big on promoting the number one thing, beef, and they also do a lot of scholarships, helping, you know, promoting youth into farming ventures and things like that. We need to get a word on for Our Pride Foods, makers of Our Pride Premium Pimento Cheese Spread and Dip. Now that springtime is here, make sure that you've got plenty of Our Pride Premium Pimento Cheese Spread and Dip on hand, whether you're going to enjoy it as a meal or just a snack. And it's a lot of different recipes that you can use Our Pride Premium Pimento Cheese Spread and Dip in. And one thing that I've been wanting to try, and I have not, and I'm going to ask this question to Kim, and I'm going to ask it to Kim, be back behind the camera, but I've heard a lot of people talk about grilling a hamburger on the grill, then putting some pimento cheese on it, and then having a fried egg on top of it. I've never tried that. Have you, Kim?
I have had a hamburger with pimento cheese on it, maybe not at home, but at a couple of restaurants. I have had a hamburger with an egg on it at a couple of restaurants, but never all three together. But I will say the pimento cheese on a hamburger, pretty doggone tasty.
How about you, Kilby? You ever tried the combination of the three? Same as her. All right, let's get a word on for Our Pride Foods.
Goodness grows in North Carolina. Our Pride Premium Pimento Cheese Spread and Dip is made in Roxborough. You can pick up some to enjoy at T.G. Brooks Company, Twins Market, Hurdle Mills Market and Butcher Shop, North Main IGA, Food Lion, Supply Line Discounts in South Boston, Virginia, Kenyon's Meat Market in Mebane, and Bacon's Meat Market in Hillsborough. Or you can enjoy it at Cole's Pharmacy, Trish's Espresso, and the Clarksville Station. Whether you're having Our Pride Premium Pimento Cheese Spread and Dip for a snack or a meal, it's delicious. Our Pride Premium Pimento Cheese Spread and Dip is made by Our Pride Foods in Roxborough. Pick up some and enjoy it today. For extra flavor, try the jalapeno added. That's Our Pride Premium Pimento Cheese Spread and Dip.
All right, here we are back on the Gardener's Corner program. We appreciate the support of Our Pride Foods, and we also appreciate the support of South Boston Memorials. Coming up in a little bit, we'll tell you about Jason Acock Auctioneering, about an auction coming up on Saturday, April 21st. And then we'll also share some information with you from T.G. Brooks Company. Our guest is Miss Kim Woods. And Kim, you've got some information about household hazardous waste collection event, and it's going to be coming up 1 week from tomorrow. If you would, give us a little bit more information about that.
So, most of us probably have pieces of paint cans from where we repainted the bathroom or did something like that. We maybe have some aerosol cans, maybe some herbicides, wood preservatives, engine degreasers and cleaners and all of that kind of stuff. So if you've ever wondered what you need to do to get rid of that stuff, this is the day that you need to put on your calendar. So it is going to be a household hazardous waste collection event. So those type of products that I just mentioned, along with a bunch more. We don't have time to go through all this long list that I have here. But it's going to be next Saturday, as Rob mentioned, April 21st from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's going to be at the Person County Recycling Center, which looks like, got to put my glasses on here, get the numbers right, 355 South Madison Boulevard. So it's a parking lot of the DSS and Health Department. So I guess that's the old Walmart.
That's
maybe?
right.
Okay.
That's right.
So the old Walmart, again, that's next Saturday the 21st from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. unless they just get to capacity prior to that time period. But again, swimming pool chemicals, if you've got a swimming pool and you've got all those pieces of jugs of those chemicals, propane cylinders and stuff like that. So was looking to see, I'm not sure if we have a, so it looks like if you go to the Person County website, which is personcounty.net, there is some information about the event there. There's multiple sponsors of this event to make it happen because, nothing is free, so this has to be paid for by somebody. So it's a good way to get rid of some of those things that can't go in the landfill, don't need to go in the landfill for various reasons. So anyhow, check it out. Again, that's next Saturday, the 21st from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Good way to get rid of some of those things that you don't need to keep in your garage or in your basement or in your storage shed. You need to get rid of them because they can sometimes be hazardous. So take them up there and get rid of them appropriately and properly. And
free of charge.
Right, right. That's exactly right.
You can't beat that. You sure can. Again, that will be next Saturday, the 21st, and we'll try to keep you updated and reminded on that event between now and then. Kim, I know that a lot of farmers have gotten behind due to the recent rainfall and snow that we've had. And here it is, Friday the 13th, April the 13th. And I know that it's a lot of farmers out there, trying to get tobacco land in order. There's a lot of farmers out there trying to plant corn. And I'm sure within, a couple of weeks, it's going to be a lot of tobacco being planted, and hopefully a lot of corn will be planted by then. But as far as whether people are gardening, or they have a flower bed, or they are a 5,000 acre farm, one of the most important things that any of them can do is soil sampling. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely. As a livestock agent, I talk to folks a whole lot about pastures and hay fields, what they can plant out there for whatever species of animal they're trying to grow, what grows well in this area. Inevitably, one of the questions I'll get is, how much fertilizer do I put out, and what kind? We can make some general recommendations, but ultimately your best thing to do, the best option is to take a soil sample, send that to the North Carolina Department of Agriculture Agronomic Division. They'll run a soil analysis on it and tell you exactly what you need to put out there based on your land in that particular field or pasture or whatnot, and based on what crop you're trying to grow, because different crops have different requirements. And depending on what you've done in that field in the past, in terms of crops you've grown, lime and fertilizer that you've put out, it can change, and you need to be specific for that field. April 1st of this year, it went back to being free. So currently there is no charge to send a soil sample down to the lab. Come Thanksgiving or December 1st of this year, depending on when Thanksgiving falls, it will start being $4 per sample again. But for these basically 8 months, it's free of charge. A little bit of your time to take those samples. If you bring them to our extension office, we'll get them to the lab for you, so you don't even have to drive to Raleigh. You don't have to mail them. We can get them to the lab for you. We've got the paperwork, the boxes that you can use to fill out the paperwork to let them know what crop you're growing, what you've done in terms of lime applications in the past, so they'll know exactly how to evaluate that soil. And again, the boxes to put the samples in. We have a couple of probes that we can lend out. So if everybody shows up at once, you may not get one, but we do have a couple in the office that we can lend to you so that you can take the samples. It doesn't take much time. It really doesn't. I actually took a tool home Tuesday, I think it was, and did 3 different pastures on our farm within about an hour. So it doesn't take much time, and like I said, we'll get it to the lab for you so you don't have to pay for shipping or anything. And right now the lab does not have a charge for that. And that's really the only way you can know what type of fertilizer that you need to put out there in terms of pounds of each of the nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It's also the only way to know how much lime needs to be put on whatever field or pasture that you're talking about.
And if you do not do soil sampling, you're just in a sense making a guess, and you may be selling yourself short, or you may be wasting money. So we strongly encourage people doing the soil sampling, whether you're fertilizing fruit trees, your flower bed, your vegetable garden, or, as we mentioned earlier, farm crops. Do the soil samples, and I think you would be pleasantly surprised with the results. Let's get a word on for Jason Aycock Auctioneering. He has an auction coming up 1 week from tomorrow. You can log on to jasonaycockauctioneering.com, and Jason has some pretty nice equipment scheduled for this sale to be April the 21st. Here's more information. We'll get a word on for Jason Aycock Auctioneering in just a little bit. But let's take a trip out to T.G. Brooks Company right now, 411 Helena Mariah Road in Timberlake.
We love April. Spring is bursting open. T.G. Brooks Company is ready, and they have them in. They have tomato plants, cabbage, broccoli, collards, and also herbs like basil, chives, thyme, oregano, dill, cilantro, and peppermint. They have lavender. They're geared up for the planting season. April is the month to get these things going for spring and summer. Fresh garden seed are in and ready to plant. Reseed your lawn with clean, fresh seed, and they have the fertilizer, lime, herbicides for weed control, and if you need mulch, wow, do they ever have mulch, even the triple ground mulch. Do you need straw, pine needles? How about potting soil or planting soil or cow manure? They have spreaders and they have aerators for sale or for rent. No matter if you are a homeowner or if you are a commercial landscaper, T.G. Brooks Company handles everybody with the same courteous service. They can arrange delivery, or you can pull in with your pickup truck, your trailer, and they'll load up your mulch for you. The bagged products like pine mulch, they'll load those up in your car or trailer. It's exciting to see spring and the growing season. When the day is done, nothing tops off like a hand-cut ribeye steak cooked to your liking on your grill. Make tracks to 411 Helena Mariah Road in Timberlake. As always, T.G. Brooks Company reminds you they have proudly served the homeowner, the farmer, and those in construction since way back in 1936. They welcome folks from all over Person County, Rougemont, and northern Durham, and of course, southern Person County.
Here we are back on the Gardener's Corner program. We appreciate the support of T.G. Brooks Company. Again, we will be broadcasting live on the Gardener's Corner from there next week. And Johnny Kohler will be our special guest then. Today, Kim Woods is here with us. And Kim, I want to tell you, I'm a person that enjoys the little publications that you all send out from the Extension office. And you just recently sent out one, and it kind of sparked a little bit of interest about pearl millet. Is that how you say it?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And you were saying in the little column that you had written that pearl millet is excellent grazing for horses, and it grows pretty fast, correct?
It does. So the article I wrote was about possible summer annual crops that you could plant either for hay or grazing, mostly for cattle and horses, because sometimes, depending on our summer, we don't have a lot of fescue that grows really well in the hot, dry summers that we typically have. But these summer annuals usually deal with drought a little bit better than fescue. We still have to have some water, and they deal with the hot weather more so than fescue does. Just the nature of the beast, just the type of plant that they are. So there are several options available, sorghum type plants, Sudan type plants. There's also a sorghum Sudan mix. Millets are an option, but for horses, probably the best option is pearl millet, because there's not some health concerns with pearl millet that there are with some of the sorghums and the Sudans. And those, like I said, they grow pretty quickly. I think, given some decent weather conditions and environmental conditions, they can be ready for harvest or grazing within 45 to 60 days after planting. They will come back, so it's not one and done. You can graze them multiple times or hay them multiple times. Again, if we've got the right environmental conditions. Everything's dependent on moisture.
That's right.
But so it can provide you with some grazing alternatives throughout the summer for cattle or horses. So it's just something to think about, if you're running short, or maybe you've got a new field that you cleared, or you got a new field that you're tending now or whatnot, then, it might be something to think about in terms of putting something like that out there that you can graze the animals on, or possibly cut it for hay.
And now's the time to go ahead and plant it, correct?
I would probably wait until after May 1st.
Okay.
It does not deal with frost and cold weather whatsoever. And I'll agree with you that after April 15th, we do drastically reduce our chance of frost. But with this winter, Who the heck knows?
That's right. Good point.
So, just to be on the safe side, no need wasting time and money. I would probably wait until after May 1st before putting any of those type of plants in the ground.
Okay. All righty, we've got it worked out, and we're going to get a word on now for Jason Acock Auctioneering, and we'll be back to wrap up the Gardener's Corner program after this message from Jason Acock Auctioneering.
Jason Acock Auctioneering, NCAL 6679, announces the farm equipment auction of Upchurch Farms of Zebulon to be held Saturday, April the 21st at 10 a.m. This sale will be held rain or shine. Log on to Jason Acock Auctioneering for more information, terms, and to view photographs of auction items. You can call Jason Acock at 919-495-0285 on this auction for Saturday, April the 21st, taking place at 13303 NC Highway 39 South in Zebulon, North Carolina. Tractors, trucks, farm and construction related equipment. You'll also find lots more on this huge auction of Upchurch Farms taking place Saturday, April the 21st at 10 a.m. at 13303 NC Highway 39 South in Zebulon. Call Jason Acock at 919-495-0285 or log on to jasonacocauctioneering.com for more information.
All right, here we are back on the Gardener's Corner program. Let me make mention of this event. April 23rd, it's a Monday, it's going to be the Malt Barley Tour in Oxford. If you'd like more information and if you'd like to attend this, call 919-603-1350 and get your name on the list. It's free of charge, and they would like to have a head count because they will be serving lunch. Well, Kim, we're about out of time. Any closing remarks?
I would just remind everybody the livestock show is next Wednesday and Thursday, April 18th and 19th. If you need directions, although it's pretty straightforward, as Rob said, just head out of Hillsborough on Orange Grove Road, or if you want more time details, give us a call at the office. But it's a great 2 days to come out and see these kids and the projects that they've worked with. Lots of good family atmosphere and good family fun. And if we can help you out in the extension office with soil tests, soil reports, understanding what those soil reports mean, anything else, just give us a call. Rob has mentioned the numbers a couple of times. We're there to help you out, so just let us know what we can do to help you.
And also remember, tomorrow Saturday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. is the 4-H of Person County bake sale at Tractor Supply. Thanks goes out to South Boston Memorials, Owl Pride Foods, T.G. Brooks Company, and Jason Acock Auctioneering for sponsoring the Gardener's Corner program. Thanks to Miss Kim Woods for coming out today, sharing some information with us. And a big thank you to all of our viewers and listeners. And on behalf of WKRX, my name is Rob Hall. We want to wish you and yours a happy and safe weekend. And thanks for tuning in.